Der Numm Anne Frank aus den meeste Leute Begriff. Eng spezielle Exposition erzählt das dramatisch, aber leider nicht einzigartige Geschichte von dieser jungen Frau.
And it is this exhibition that found its way to Luxembourg, more precisely at the International School. Alexander Rakici told us how this project started.
The Anne Frank House in Amsterdam has an exhibition that travels around from school to school. We became aware of that as our history club. We have a history club that we run here. And we thought it would be an excellent opportunity for our students as well. So we kind of collaborated with that department to try to get our students involved. Some of our students we thought would be more interested in this type of project.
Anne Frank was a Jewish girl who became famous for the diary she wrote during the Second World War. She was born in the German city of Frankfurt in 1929.
We did not only film the photographs shown at the exhibition, but we are also showing clips from a documentary that belongs to the Anne Frank House in Amsterdam.
The Nazis hated the Jews and blamed them for the problems. When the Nazis came to power in 1933, hostility to the Jews increased. Anne's parents, Otto and Edith, decided to flee to the Netherlands. The Frank family went into hiding behind Otto's business on the Prinsengracht.
The exposed panels give on one side information about the developments in Germany during Second World War, and on the other side they are showing how the Frank family experienced the war.
This year, the exhibition has been very public, and I think that's great to raise awareness, just not in Luxembourg, not just in the school, but also in Luxembourg. We've had a lot of guests come in.
Another reason that made this project special is the fact that the guided tours are not done by professors but by students. Before giving the tours, Saskia and Maria followed a special training organized by the Anne Frank House.
I think that because this one is led by students, we have a different perspective on it, and the way that we lead the exhibition, we're not just taking people around the panels and showing and explaining the photographs. We're talking about her life, we're talking about the life of the other people, but we're also always bringing it back to today to a certain extent. We're not trying to sort of bring up the political climate too much nowadays because it can be disheartening and disconcerting, but the whole point is that it's about a young girl, it's about hope.
When we were in the stage learning about Anne Frank, you would pick up things that you noticed were very, that related a lot to today. So there's a lot of connections we can make between the past and what's going on right now in current politics.
What I hope they gain kind of an understanding of how significant the issues that existed when Anne Frank was a girl and left Germany for the Netherlands, how those issues are kind of re-emerging. And maybe they have not left and never really left, but they are re-emerging more and more. And I think it's pretty alarming when you look at some of those statistics. So my hope is that people reflect, our students reflect, the public reflects, and thinks about how significant these issues still are.
I think something that a lot of people take away, especially people our age as students, we take away the fact that what we do can change things, it can matter, it can make a difference. Even if we don't think it will initially, any small act can do, and it adds that level of confidence to them, and it shows us that it's not always up to politicians or leaders or adults.
Miep Gies and Bep Voskuil, two of the helpers, found the diaries Anne had left behind. Miep kept them in case Anne ever came back. But she didn't come back. In February 1945, Anne and Margot died of typhus in appalling conditions in the concentration camp Bergen-Belsen. Anne was 15. Of the 8 people, only Anne's father, Otto, survived the war. When he read Anne's diaries after the war, they made a deep impression. He discovered how much writing had meant to her.
No one who doesn't write can know how fine it is. And if I don't have the talent to write for newspapers or books, well then, I can always go on writing for myself.